model. And as per your suggestion, we'll do one thing: we'll revise the free space propagation model, and then we will move towards the problems. So first, when we talk about the free space propagation model, what do you mean by propagation model? That thing I'll tell you. The propagation model is the model whereas we are going to find out the received power. I have a transmitter, I have a receiver. Okay. So depending on the separation of this transmitter and receiver, my signal strength is either enhanced or it can be a decrease, which we have already seen in the propagation laws. ठीक है. अगर मैं यहाँ पे y axis पे, अगर यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं, on the y axis you are having a received power, and this power is a really small power, and that's why it is measured in the dBm. Right now whatever figure you see, it's a received power which is in the dBm. ठीक है. So it's in the milli kind of thing, so very small power. This is a transmitter and receiver separation. It is either in the meter. So propagation model, if I want to define a propagation model, how I'm going to define the propagation model? The propagation model is nothing but the which predicts the received signal strength when the transmitter and receiver has a clear unobstructed line of sight path between them. Line of sight, you don't have, you have a your transmitter and your receiver, clear transmission will be there, no obstruction will be there, no barrier is there in between of your transmitter and a receiver. Okay. Now whenever I'm talking about the free space propagation model, free space propagation model, here we are assuming that our communication is wireless communication. आई हैव माई ट्रांसमीटर समवेयर हियर. ठीक है, मेरे पास ये ट्रांसमीटर है, ये रिसीवर है. ठीक है, और यहाँ से ये लेके यहाँ तक मेरा communication हो रहा है through media. The media which I am using is nothing but the air. Here I am using air, but here my assumption is that my channel, my media is a free space. The free space is nothing but the hypothetical. Free space does not exist anywhere, but we are assuming that my media is a free space which don't have any ionized particles, any I can say any solid particles in that. It doesn't have any magnetic field, it does not affect my radiations, it does not affect my signal. Okay. And it is very necessary to understand what will be the received power at the receiver side. So if I am assuming that my media is a hypothetical or a free space media, then if I am using that free space propagation model to predict the receiver signal strength when your transmission is a line of sight transmission, that particular model will be called as the free space propagation model. And this space propagation model will be given by that particular thing which will be called as a free space equation. We have already seen that equation, which says me that the received power is nothing but if I'm measuring it into the dBs, it will be PR, it will be PT in dB plus GT, that is gain of my transmitting antenna, the gain of my receiving antenna. So I can say, I'll write here GR, okay, minus path loss. This term indicates the path loss which we have already seen. So how we are going to define this path loss? This is 32.44 plus 20 log to the base 10, your frequency which must be in the megahertz, plus 20 log to the base 10, your distance must be in the kilometers. This is something which we have seen. If I want these things into the dBs, अगर आप ये simple लिखना चाहते हैं ये formula, तो it will be PR divided by PT. I'm just denoting it with the capital as I have done here with this one. So PR by PT is equal to GT GR. I can say here thing will be 4 pi D, and about this will be square and this will be the lambda square. And if I want to write it like in a very simple way, it will be GT GR. Then I'll write this 4 pi D by lambda square, and this will be nothing but the PR by PT, and this is what we called as a free space equation. This term indicates the gain. If I'm interested only in the received power, the one thing which I'll do, I'll just put this PT here, GT, then GR, and then I can go for this 4 pi D by lambda square. So this term indicates path loss and this term indicates your gains. ठीक है, transmitted power into transmitting antenna gain and into receiver antenna gain. So this is nothing but the revision, but here we have not considered one thing, that is nothing but the loss factor of your system. So if you're considering this loss factor, or you can say you are having this is nothing but the distance between transmitter and receiver. So if you are considering system loss factor, ठीक है, which is greater than or equal to 1, then this equation here will become, ठीक है, if I want to write the same equation, how I just I'll read this one. As with most large scale radio wave propagation model, the free space model predicts that the received power decays as the function of TR separation distance raised to a some power. So if you see here, if I see my received power and my distance relation, as my distance increases, power decreases, and this is what we called as the inverse square law, because my received power is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between transmitter and receiver. This particular concept is called as the inverse square law. So that thing is explained over here. The next thing which is given here, nothing but the large scale propagation model. Before this large scale propagation model, we will consider that this PR is equal to PT into GT into GR. Then I'll write here 4 pi D by lambda square. यहाँ पे हम लोगों ने आपका जो भी सिस्टम लॉस फैक्टर है उसको कंसिडर नहीं किया है. सो इफ यू कंसिडर दैट लॉस फैक्टर, यू विल राइट दैट लॉस फैक्टर हियर. ठीक है, सो आई अगेन राइट दिस PT GT GR. लैम्डा स्क्वायर को भी ऊपर ले लेते हैं फॉर अ सिंप्लिसिटी, बिकॉज 4 पाई D स्क्वायर into L. Now what is this L? L is the system loss factor. So if system loss factor is given, you need to consider this system loss factor, and it does not related to the propagation. ठीक है, that's why L is either greater than 1 or equal to 1, because it is not at all related with the propagation. It's related with the system because it is system loss factor. So I hope this particular formula is clear to you. And if I'm talking about the loss factor, only path loss, sorry, if I talk about the path loss, or in other ways it is also called as a spatial attenuation. अगर सिर्फ आप ये पाथ लॉस के बारे में बात करेंगे तो व्हाट हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू गिव द पाथ लॉस ओवर हियर, आपका पाथ लॉस यू आर गोइंग टू डिनोट विद दिस पर्टिकुलर टर्म. ठीक है, आपका जो भी लैम्डा स्क्वायर बाय 4 पाई डी स्क्वायर है, या फिर आप 4 पाई डी स्क्वायर बाय लैम्डा स्क्वायर को पाथ लॉस बोल सकते हो. सो आई जस्ट राइट हियर दिस लैम्डा स्क्वायर या फिर लैम्डा बाय 4 पाई डी, because this whole term square is there, no? So this I can consider as a path loss. ठीक है, okay, so I can denote this particular as a path loss. So I have already represented, as this is the loss, this you can represent it to the say LS is equal to, अगर dBs में represent करना है तो -10 log of lambda square और 4 pi d square. ठीक है, क्योंकि आपका जब ये लैम्डा नीचे आता है तो ये लैम्डा हो जाएगा. ठीक है, सो पाथ लॉस विल बी गिवन बाय 4 पाई डी बाय लैम्डा स्क्वायर. नाउ यू हैव टेकन लैम्डा स्क्वायर ऊपर, तो इसको माइनस से इंडिकेट करिए. सो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन कैलकुलेट द path loss. So this is the revision of what we have seen in the previous sessions about the formula. So you need to understand only two formulas. This is the received power and this is nothing but the path loss. Now to have a clear understanding of transmitter and receiver, where should I put my transmitter, where should I put my receiver, what should be the distance? Now whenever you are connecting antenna to your system, suppose this is my transmitting antenna, ठीक है, और ये आपका रिसीविंग एंटीना है. दिस इज योर ट्रांसमीटर, दिस इज योर रिसीवर. नाउ हियर यू नीड टू satisfy one criteria of a distance. ठीक है, not for each and every distance the radiations are properly formed, and you're going to check, or you're going to put your receiver antenna only in this region. This region will be called as the far field region. So always these formulas are applicable, always this model will be applicable if you're putting your receiver antenna in the far field region. Now we'll see what do you mean by the far field region here. Now large scale propagation model, I think we have already gone through this large scale propagation model. If the distance between transmitter and receiver is large, then that particularly this distance is in the several hundred or thousands of meter, will be called as a large scale propagation model. The second is nothing but the small scale propagation model. If you are considering your transmitter receiver distance is small, आपने ट्रांसमीटर रखा है, रिसीवर रखा है, उन दोनों का जो डिस्टेंस है वो बहुत कम है इन टर्म्स ऑफ फ्यू वेवलेंथ्स. वेवलेंथ्स मतलब क्या है? योर कैरियर सिग्नल इज अ sinusoidal signal. ये one wavelength will be the distance which required to cover one cycle of that particular. So agar ye in terms of wavelength, a few wavelengths is the distance, which very small distance is there, then that particular model will be called as a small scale propagation model. Now Fraunhofer distance, just I have mentioned one thing, that if you want to apply this model, you need to apply this model in the far field region. Now what do you mean by far field region? So I can say it will be valid only for values of distance which are in the far field region. Your transmitting antenna must be in the far field region, or this region will also be called as a Fraunhofer region. Okay. Now how you are going to define this one? Now this particular region will be defined as the region beyond the far field distance, that is DF. ठीक है, या तो इसको फार फील्ड डिस्टेंस कहिए या तो इसको फ्राउनहोफर डिस्टेंस कहिए. नाउ दिस इज रिलेटेड टू द लार्जेस्ट लीनियर डायमेंशन ऑफ द transmitter antenna aperture and the carrier wavelength. So how you're going to define this Fraunhofer distance? This will be given by df is equal to 2d square by lambda. So what do you mean by d and what do you mean by lambda? As rightly mentioned here, this is the antenna aperture, mean dimension of antenna, and a carrier wavelength. So lambda is the carrier wavelength. Now here d is the largest physical dimension, and additionally your lambda, you can say, is nothing but the wavelength of your transmitted signal. Now here this df, when you compare your distance with the dimension of antenna, obviously your distance must be very very large than your dimension of the antenna. मेरा antenna अगर 1 meter का है तो मेरा distance obviously will be larger than this one, but this is the criteria which needs to be satisfied, that your distance must be greater than the dimension of antenna, and your dimension, this Fraunhofer distance, must be very very greater than lambda, and these criteria are very easily satisfied. Okay. So the next one is nothing but the, now you know that as we have already seen, your Fraunhofer distance like is 2d square by lambda. Now it is clear that if you put d is equal to 0, ठीक है, अगर आपका डिस्टेंस 0 है तो ये आपका वैलिड नहीं हो जाएगा. ठीक है. सो अगर आप लार्ज स्केल प्रोपागेशन की बात कर रहे हो, सो फॉर दिस रीजन योर लार्ज स्केल प्रोपागेशन मॉडल्स यूज अ क्लोज इन डिस्टेंस d0. ये d0 डिस्टेंस ऐसे आप चूज करते हो जो फ्राउनहोफर डिस्टेंस से थोड़ा ज्यादा होगा. सो इफ आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन कैलकुलेटिंग in a comparatively larger distance, I'll use one reference distance which will be close in distance to my transmitter, but it should satisfy the Fraunhofer distance criteria. And that's why the received power, which is the function of d, if I want to measure a received power at a distance d which is greater than d0, ये d0 reference distance है आपका, ठीक है, which is close in distance but it is greater than Fraunhofer distance, now may be related at a d0. ठीक है, the value of d0 may be predicted from equation or may be measured in the radio environment by taking the average received power at many points located at close in radial distance d0 from the transmitter. ये d0 distance is a close in distance, whereas you can easily find out the power. या तो आप उसको फॉर्मूला के साथ निकालिए या फिर आप मेजर करके निकालिए. सो d0 इज अ क्लोज इन डिस्टेंस वेयर आई कैन इजीली मेजर माय रिसीव्ड पावर, बट जो मुझे मेजर करना है एक्चुअली वो उससे ज्यादा है. सो रेफरेंस डिस्टेंस मस्ट बी सो चोजन इन सच दैट it should be lie in the far field region. It should satisfy our far field region ka criteria, that df must be greater than or equal to 2d square by lambda. So d0 must be greater than Fraunhofer distance or equal to Fraunhofer distance, and d0 is chosen to be a smaller than any practical distance used in the mobile communication system. Suppose मुझे 100 kilometers निकालना, 10 kilometer निकालना है, तो you just take this d0 smaller than that जो आपको निकालना है. Thus using equation, the received power in the free space at the distance greater than d0 is given by. Now how you are going to calculate? So this will be calculated as received power at distance d is equal to received power at distance d0 and the ratio of d0 by d ka square, whereas your d must be greater than or equal to d0 and your d0 must be greater than Fraunhofer distance. So it will be in the watts, ठीक है, या फिर milliwatts में अगर आप निकाल रहे होते. So ये जो भी आप पावर यहाँ पे निकाल रहे हो, which is with the you can say comparative, you are just taking the reference of any smaller distance. If I am interested in calculating my powers in the milliwatts or in the dBms, you know that if I'm talking about the dBm, I need to divide this because my PRD0 will be in the watts. अगर ये इसको या फिर dB watts में होगा ये, अगर watts में है तो उसको आप डिवाइड करिए 0.001 से, बिकॉज इट इज 10⁻³ आप मिली में ले रहे हो तो आपको उसको डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा 10⁻³ से, प्लस 20 log of D0 by as it is a square, if you're doing 10 log, ये मल्टीप्लाई है तो ये एडिशन हो जाएगा जैसे हम हमेशा करते हैं हमारे नॉर्मल इक्वेशंस में। ये आपका इफ आई टेक 10 log टू दिस वन, सो इट विल बी 10 log of PR D0 टू यहाँ पे आके 20 log of D0 by D, ठीक है। सो इन बोथ फेज वी कैन calculate a received power if you know one reference distance and you are willing to calculate a power for a larger distances. So this is something is there in our problems. So let us try to solve our first problem, which is based on the Fraunhofer distance. Okay. Now here the problem is given, and I hope you are with the calculators. You're calculating with me. Okay. So the first problem I'm going to solve here. Find the far field distance for an antenna with the maximum dimension of 1 meter operating frequency of 900 megahertz. So I'll try to write here what is given here. So first thing which I can see is nothing but I have provided with the dimension of an antenna. So I have a D is equal to 1 meter and I have frequency is equal to 900 megahertz. ठीक है. So मुझे dimension दिया and I know my far field region, if I'm interested in the far field region, suppose D is my far field region, which is greater than or equal to DF, whereas DF is a Fraunhofer distance. So DF is equal to, or you can say DF is equal to 2D square by lambda. Okay. So if I'm interested in DF, I know D is the dimension, that is 1 meter. I have put it directly here. Lambda मुझे पता नहीं है, लेकिन मुझे पता है lambda is equal to C by F, where C is the velocity of light and F is nothing but the frequency. So velocity of light is 3 into 10 raised to 8 और frequency यहाँ पे 900 megahertz है, तो 900 into 10 raised to 6, mega means 10 raised to 6. अगर मैं इसको simplify करूँ, so it will be 3 into 10 raised to 8, 9 into 10 raised to 8, so it comes 0.33. So I have provided with the lambda, or I have got the values of lambda. I'll put that value here. So my Fraunhofer region will be 2 divided by 0.33. So here I can, if I calculate this one, you can easily find out these things. Okay, 3. So if I put this comes a 6 meter. So my far field distance from an antenna will be, if I'm interested in the far field distance, so my far field distance will be any distance which is greater than 6 meter. Okay. A transmitter produces 50 watts of power. Express the transmit power in units of dBm, in units of dB watt. If 50 watt is applied to a unity gain antenna with 900 megahertz carrier frequency, find the received power in dBm at a free space distance of 100 meters from the antenna. What is PR 10 kilometer? Assume unity gain for the receiver antenna. So here I'll just write down, I just enlist what is given. The first thing given is nothing but the transmitted power. So PT is equal to 50 watt. The second thing which is given is nothing but the carrier power, which is 900 megahertz. Third thing, they have asked us to calculate for 100 meters. So I'll just say D0 is 100 meter and another distance is 10 किलोमीटर, क्योंकि उन्होंने ये रेफरेंस लेके यहाँ पे हमें पावर कैलकुलेट करने बोला है. ठीक है. So let us start converting your power. Now what is the transmitted power? It's a 50 watt. So first thing we'll just try to find out this transmitted power in a dBW. ठीक है, क्योंकि वो comparatively हमारा easy हो जाएगा. So dBW directly you just, if you are interested in the dBW, just 10 log to the base 10 and powers in the watts. So already आपका जो भी power है वो watts में दिया है, that is 50 watt. ठीक है. So if you calculate this one, then it comes, just calculate with me. So this comes 17 dB. I'm so sorry. This comes a 47 dB and this is in the watts. Sorry. How much it comes?
Ma'am, it's 17 dB.
Sorry. So it is, I'll just write here, comes 17 dB. ठीक है, and it is in the watts. The another thing which I'm interested in right now is nothing but I'm interested in the transmitted power. But here I want a transmitted power not in the dBms, but I want it in the, not in dB watt but in the dBm. So the simplest method how we can convert is nothing but the PT in the dBm is equal to 10 log to the base 10, say PT. Now it's in the watt. If it is in the milliwatt you don't need to do anything, but it is in the watt, so divided by, you can do 1 milliwatt. Here comes 47 dB m. You simply remember that whatever we have seen, you just put point not not one here. ठीक है, अगर आपका वैट्स में पावर दिया है तो इफ यू वांट टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू द मिलीवैट्स यू जस्ट पुट 50 divided by point not not 1, which comes 50 into 10 raised to 3. So it will be in the watts or PT whatever given. It's 50 into 10 raised to 3. It comes 47 dBm. ठीक है. Now if you compare the dB watt or dBm का comparison, always if you are interested in like calculating this kind of thing, आपका जो dB watt होता है वो 17 dB W है और dBm is always greater than, अगर इसको convert करना है dBm में तो इसमें 30 add कर दीजिए, you will get dBm. So this is the way, because point not not 3 1 divided by 10 raised to 3 and 10 raised to 3 is nothing but the 30 dB. ठीक है. सो अगर स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्डली आपको कन्वर्जन फ्रॉम वैट टू मिलीवैट या फिर डीबीडब्ल्यू से डीबीएम में करना है, स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड यू एड 30 dB इन दैट. It is the conversion in the dBm. Is this clear now? Okay. So the next thing, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So if I want to convert it from dBW or dB watt to dBm, I'll straightforward add 30 dB in that or 30 in that. ठीक है. Now next thing which is asked is nothing but the, you need to find out the received power in a dBm at a free space distance of 100 meters. So here I need to use that formula, free space equation. So PR is equal to PT GT GR lambda square divided by 4 pi d square. I'll just consider if system loss is given, I'll just consider whatever given. If it is not given, I'll consider this loss is 1. So what is PT? Transmitted power. ठीक है. So this is 50 watts. I'll put here in the watts. Gain of transmitting antenna. Unity gain means 1. Receiving antenna is also unity. What's the lambda we have calculated? Particular. And you just provide me the answer. I'm just doing it with you. But as per my calculation, it gives me 3.5 into 10 raised to 6. And this power will be in the watts. If I want to convert it into the milliwatts, 3.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 milliwatt. Now, as your power is in the milliwatt, if you're converting it into the dBm, just take straightforward that power. So dBm is equal to 10. Yes, I have used this R, that's why I'm using this one. Log of PR, which is in the milliwatt. If it is in the milliwatt, you don't need to convert it, okay? Because that is obviously the smaller power. So 10 log 3.5 into 10 raised to minus 3, which is in the milliwatt. So if you calculate this, this will be minus 24.5 dBm. अगर इसको वैट्स में कन्वर्ट करना है तो उसमें से minus 30 कर दीजिए. So if you do minus 30, you will get 3 plus 2 54.5. ठीक है. So this is what we have received. So I can say this is my received power in the dBm if my distance is 100 meters. Okay. Now the second thing they have asked us to, your distance is 10 kilometer. We have calculated it for what? We have calculated it for 100 meters. Now we need to consider our distance is 10 kilometers. So if I'm interested in the 10 kilometers, I have already calculated it for 100. So I'll take my reference distance here, D0 as 100 meters. Okay. Now my D is 10 kilometers. So I'll use that another formula. PRD is equal to PRD0 into that d0 by d square, which I have shown you earlier. ठीक है? So in the dBs, if I'm interested it in the dBs, dBm, let us calculate it in the dBm, because previously we have calculated it into the dBm. So it is nothing but the 10 log, or we have already calculated it in the dBm. So अगर आप इसको convert करेंगे PR at 100, which is in the dBms, so no need to convert here, plus 20 log d0 by d, that is 100 by 10 kilometer means 10,000. Both the units must be same. If you are putting it into the kilometer, put it into kilometer, otherwise meters. Generally we convert it into the meters. Okay, so that is the best way. So already we have calculated that power, that is minus 24.5 dBm, and do here this minus 40. Okay, so this is always in the dBm. So as this is the ratio, it will be 40. Okay, so if you are doing addition, this is minus minus, hence it will become minus 64.5 dBm. So this is the received power at 10 kilometer. If you know the received power at 100 kilometers, so you can do it for any distance. You can do it for 20 kilometers, you can do it for 40 kilometers, like that. Okay, so this is the way how you can calculate if you know the closing distance power and you need to calculate the larger distance power. So this is all about how we can go for this kind of the calculation. So this is the solution of your problem number second. So I think this is all about two numericals. Now to solve third numericals, what I want to know, I think we have already talked about the received field, we are dealing with the two kinds of, as I'm dealing with the electromagnetic radiations, what I'm assuming here, I am having two kinds of the say intensities. One is the electric field intensity and other one is nothing but the magnetic field intensity. Okay, how you are denoting your electric field, it's E, and how you are denoting your magnetic field is H. But this electric field components, now here I am assuming there are three mutually perpendicular directions, that is direction X, direction Y and direction Z. ठीक है, जब भी कभी हम कोई सिग्नल या कोई रेडिएशंस को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, तो वी आर assuming that there are three mutually perpendicular directions in which our signal is traveling, is radiating. ठीक है, so here I need to understand, if I have this kind of the radiator, ये आपका एंटीना है, आप समझ लो, which is of a length L, the length is L. ठीक है, so these are the three mutually perpendicular. This is the X direction, this is Y direction, and this is the Z direction. ठीक है, and whenever it radiates, it will have a H theta component, E theta component in the direction of this particular theta angle. ठीक है, next one is nothing but I'll have another component H5, E5. ठीक है, in the direction of 5, which is from X direction. ठीक है, from this to this particular. ठीक है, and then this R, where I am observing my thing. So here I have something, say transmitter, and here I have receiving antenna. आप antenna की तरह सोचो, this is my transmitting antenna, which is this antenna, and here I have a receiving antenna. So in the spherical coordinate system, I represent my radiations in the I can say in the electric field intensity and in the magnetic field intensity, and these are in these three directions. One is in the theta direction, other one is in the phi direction, and next one is nothing but the R direction, where my observation point is there. ठीक है, which will be HR and ER. ठीक है, so these are nothing but the electric field intensity, and this is nothing but the magnetic field intensity. Now where to simplify this thing, I'll just simplify this thing. I have this antenna. ठीक है, मेरे पास एक एंटेना है जो ट्रांसमिटिंग एंटेना है. ठीक है, इसके कौन से डायरेक्शंस पॉसिबल हो सकते हैं, ये पूरा जब मैं चेक करूंगी रेडिएशन से, और ये मेरा रिसीविंग एंटीना है. ठीक है, इसको ये मैं 360 डिग्री से रोटेट करूंगी, 0 to 2 पाई. ठीक है, टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर द रेडिएशंस. ठीक है, और दूसरा है, एक है यहां से लेके यहां तक आप रोटेट करेंगे, मींस 0 to पाई. ठीक है, so this 0 to pi will be called as the this will be called as the elevation angle. And what is the possibility of this elevation angle? This is 0 to 180 degree means 0 to pi, and this will be the azimuth angle, whereas I can rotate my antenna in a 360 degree. So I'll have this as a 5 component. So this will be from 0 to 360 means 2 pi, and r is nothing but this distance, radial distance, जो उसका radius है in the receiving point. So always whenever you are, or you can say the, this will be the radial distance. ठीक है, so always in the spherical coordinate system, as I'm assuming my transmissions are electromagnetic radiations, I'm transmitting, my signal contains a electric as well as a magnetic field. So if I'm representing this as an electric field, my magnetic field will be a field which will be mutually perpendicular, which will be perpendicular to this direction. So ये जो आपका मैग्नेटिक फील्ड और ये जो आपका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड है उनका एंगल होगा 90 डिग्री का. सो दे आर म्यूचुअली परपेंडिकुलर डायरेक्शंस. ठीक है, सो दिस इज रिप्रेजेंटेड एज ई थीटा, एच थीटा, ई फाई, एच फाई, एंड आई कैन से ई आर एंड एच आर. सो हियर दिस इज द हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू रिप्रेजेंट दिस काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग्स. ठीक है, I hope the things are clear here. Now next one is nothing but the here if we are going to talk about antenna who is very whose length is very less than lambda. Lambda is nothing but the wavelength of my transmission. अगर ऐसा एंटीना आप यूज कर रहे हो तो उसका जो भी E5H और H थीटा कंपोनेंट होगा वो zero होगा. We are not going into the antenna kind of the things right now. We are just interested in what we are interested in, our power in terms of the electric field. ठीक है, so I think we have already talked about that kind of the thing. So here I'll just go with my electric field. ठीक है, I hope the things now are clear to you how we are going to use a spherical coordinate system to understand our electric fields and magnetic field. So here I'm not at all interested in calculating all that E theta, E5 and HR components that will be there in your another syllabus. So here I'm interested in the power density in terms of the electric field. So if I'm interested in the power density, so here in terms of the electric field intensity, so my power density will be given by, this is the power flux density. ठीक है, so it will be expressed, this is nothing but the radiated power per unit area. Here our assumption is that our radiator is nothing but the isotropic radiator. आपका जो भी रेडिएटर है या जो भी एंटीना है वो आइसोट्रोपिक एंटीना है, रेडिएट्स इक्वल पावर इन ऑल डायरेक्शन. सो व्हाट विल बी द एरिया? इफ इट इज अ एरिया ऑफ स्फीयर व्हिच इज नथिंग बट द 4 पाई, ये आर है, इसको आप डी भी बोल सकते हो, सो डी स्क्वायर, sorry, d square, so 4 pi d square. ठीक है, so how you are representing power flux density? It is nothing but the power per unit area. So what will be the power? I have not supposed to consider only PT, transmitted power. Your power will be transmitted in, only power will be transmitted which your antenna allows. ठीक है, अगर आप उस एंटेना को 50 वैट पावर दे रहे हो और आपके एंटेना का गेन तो 50% है, तो ऑल पावर विल नॉट बी ट्रांसमिटेड, ओनली 25 वैट ऑफ पावर विल बी ट्रांसमिटेड, क्योंकि आपके एंटेना की इफिशिएंसी हाफ ही है. So here when I talk about the effectively radiated power or effective, now this is another term which I'm going to explain. This is called as the EIRP. So EIRP is nothing but the effectively isotropically radiated powers. So अगर आपको EIRP चाहिए तो you are not supposed to stick to only transmitted power. You need to consider the antenna gain also. So this EIRP is nothing but the PT into GT. With this T is nothing but the transmitted power into the antenna gain. So this is the transmitter antenna gain divided by, so जैसे मैंने बोला आपका power density जो हमने W से denote किया था in the first session, here they are representing with the P and D. So this PTGT divided by area, that is 4 pi d square. Now what is this PTGT? Now in another ways you can represent this as a E square by RFS. ठीक है, so which is nothing but the E square by neta. I think we have already calculated this particular term. Pointing theorem अगर आप यहाँ पे use कर रहे हो, previously I think I have already given it with the pointing theorem से आपका W कैसे होता है? E into H, electric field intensity, magnetic, और आपका E by H क्या होता है? नीटा होता है. So you can put that n, अगर आप यहाँ पे डाल रहे हो तो if you put H here it will be E by n. So E square by neta is nothing but the आपका जो भी power density है वो. So finally they have termed, if you ignore this equation will be okay. ठीक है, The only thing in which we are interested is nothing but the आपका power density in terms of the electric field. Intensity is E square by neta. ठीक है? So the next thing is nothing but this. Now, if I'm saying my PD is E square by neta, E square neta is nothing but the intrinsic impedance. So intrinsic impedance is nothing but the impedance of the free space, and it is given by 120 pi. So if you calculate, it comes a 377 ohm. So if I'm interested in the power density, power flux density, it will be given by E square by 377 ohm. This is the way how your transmitting antenna radiates and how that particular area will be. So if I'm interested in the power density, my power density will be given by PTGT by 4 pi d square or EIRP by 4 pi d square, or you can go with this also, E square by 120. ठीक है? In both the ways, this particular things are okay. Now here the same thing is given with the open circuit, whereas this is nothing but a voltage given to the antenna. This is the resistance of antenna, and then this is given to the matched receiver. ठीक है? आपका antenna is connected to the matched receiver, so no losses are there. This is perfectly matched to the receiver. So how we are going to find out your power density over here? So in this case, I can calculate my power density here is a V square by R antenna. That is nothing but the RMS voltage of that particular antenna. So how you're going to give that RMS voltage? V antenna by 2 square divided by R antenna. So you can calculate your power flux density in this way also. The voltage provided to antenna square divided by 4 into resistance of that particular antenna. Okay, so this is how you can go with this one. You just note down this particular things, because this I'm not going to repeat because this is a free space equation which we have already taken. ठीक है? ये वाला आपके लिए नया है क्योंकि हम लोगों ने इन टर्म्स ऑफ एंटीना voltage and antenna resistance power density निकाला हुआ है. So you can note down this new equation. Now we'll solve one more problem. Assume a receiver is located at 10 kilometers from a 50 watt transmitter. So I'll just write down what is given here. The first thing which I'll do, I'll just put the things which is given. So while providing solution to this numerical, first thing is given is nothing but the D, that is 10 kilometers. Transmitted power, so PT is given as a 50 watt. Then carrier frequency is given as a 900 megahertz. Okay, and GT, transmitting antenna gain is 1, the receiving antenna gain is 2. Okay, now we'll solve one by one. One thing, the power at the receiver. Okay, so if you want to calculate the receiver power, use a free space equation. ठीक है, जो हमने पढ़ा है. So PRD is equal to PT into GT into GR, ठीक है, divided by 4 pi D square, यहाँ पे आपका lambda square. ठीक है, put all the values over here, you will get the answer for this particular question. So they're just putting, just let us calculate into dB watt. So whenever you are not considering that milliwatt kind of things, and when your power is given into the watt, whatever you get is nothing but the dB watt. So 10 log 50 into 1 into 2 into 0.33. I'm not going to calculate that wavelength for 900 megahertz because we have already calculated in the first numerical. ठीक है? Okay, so 4 pi square 3.14 square करिए into distance. Now distance you need to consider it into the meters while solving such kind of problem. So if you calculate this one, you get minus 91.5 dB watt. Now you are getting this power into dB watt. I have told you how to convert such kind of a power. If I want to convert it into the dBm, just add 30 into this one. So PRD into dBm minus 91.5 plus 30. ठीक है? It becomes minus 61.5 dBm. As this is minus and plus, we'll get this kind of. So always your dBm power is 30. It will be more than 30. ठीक है? So this is the solution of first. ठीक है? The received power we have calculated it in the watt as well as in the dBm. The second thing which is asked is nothing but the magnitude, sorry, I have written somewhere else. So magnitude of E field at the receiver antenna. So we are interested here in the E field. So how you can calculate your E field? So I think we needed to find out that E field. Okay. So how you're going to find out this E field at receiver antenna? So E field at receiver antenna, we have already seen one of the formula over here while observing this one. So you can see here, I will use this formula, which is PDAE, which tells me that this is nothing but the PTGT and this one. Okay, so I'll just try to use this formula over there. PRD I know. So E square by 120 pi AE. Okay, so just rearranging the terms of that particular, I'll first write that formula, that is PRD in terms of my electric field intensity, which we have seen is nothing but the E square 120 pi and AE. Okay? Whereas we know that AE is nothing but the effective aperture. Okay? And effective aperture in terms of, if I'm interested in terms of, say, how I can write this effective aperture in terms of the gain kind of thing, that I'll give you. Okay. Okay. So it's here effective aperture is 4, or I can say effective aperture in terms of gain is G into lambda square divided by 4 pi. And this equation we have used in our very first session. Okay. So I'll just put all the things. I want electric field intensity. I don't want that received power, because we have already calculated. So I'll rearrange the terms in this particular equation. ठीक है. अगर आपको rearrange करना है तो आप क्या करेंगे? I'll just take this E square over here. ठीक है. PRD into 120 pi divided by effective aperture. This is what I have got. As this is a square, all these things will be. Now received power I have already calculated. And what is that received power? That received power I have already calculated in what? I have calculated into the dBm or dB watt. So if you can do it reverse to get it into the वैट्स. ठीक है, अगर आप उसका वैट्स में कन्वर्जन करेंगे आपको उसका वैट्स में कन्वर्जन आएगा 7 into 10 raised to minus 10 into 120 pi divided by effective aperture gain 2. आपका जो भी गेन है वो 2 आएगा यहाँ पे, क्योंकि आपका ये रिसीविंग एंटीना का गेन होगा, into lambda square, that is 0.33 square. ठीक है, and then divided by 4 pi. ठीक है, so if you calculate this whole term and just do the square root of this term. ठीक है, I have just converted my power into watts over here. ठीक है, now if I'm interested in, sorry, therefore only E, so E square, this will be only E. So if you calculate this particular thing, it comes 0.0039, and as this is the electric field intensity, unit will be volts per meter. You try from your side and just check the answer whether it is correct or not. So I have just put the values which I was having previously. Power, it was in the dBms, but I have converted it into the watts, and then I have calculated all these things. Okay, so this is volts per meter. The second thing which we need to calculate is nothing but the RMS voltage applied to the receiver input, assuming that the receiving antenna has a purely real impedance of 50 ohm and it is matched to receiver. So आपको यहाँ पे voltage applied to receiver input means एंटीना का जो भी वोल्टेज है वो आपको यहाँ पे निकालना है. So I'll just revise what we have seen in the previous equation. So you were having PR is equal to V square by R antenna, and finally we have landed into the V antenna square divided by 4R antenna. So here if I'm interested in the V antenna, my equation here will become V antenna is equal to this PR into, I'll just write 4 R antenna, or as this is a square, it will become a square root. So I have just reformed that equation according to my need. Okay, so I'll just put all that values over here. I know what is the received power in the watt. So this is 7 into 10 raised to minus 10 into 4 into 50 ohm. So this is the impedance of an antenna. So if I write this particular things here, I'll get V, sorry, just write here V antenna is equal to PRD into 4R antenna, which is nothing but the 7 into 10 raised to minus 10 into 4 into 50. Now, if you calculate this one, it comes 374 milliwatts. So this is the V antenna. Now, millivolt, because this is the voltage, so it becomes a millivolt. So try to solve at your end and just verify your answers. So this was a bit tricky problem which we were having, because it includes all the formulas in that. It needs the electric field intensity, it needs the antenna voltage, it needs a received power in a dBm and dBm. So I have write down, or I have given here one note which says that compare dBW with a dBm with a reference to 1 milliwatt. A given dBW value expressed in dBm is always 30 more, because 1 watt is 1000 milliwatt. Okay, so and a ratio of 1000 in powers is 30 dB, that is 10 dB 10 milliwatt is equal to minus 20 dB. So जब भी आप कन्वर्ट करेंगे उसको dBm में, so आपको प्लस 30 उसमें ऐड करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, so this is the meaning of this particular thing. So I think this is all from my side.